What about Dak Prescott? And not so much Dak, but some of his receivers, for example, like Dez Bryant or Jason Witten. What kind of fantasy impact have you seen in terms of their lack of production because of maybe some of Prescott's issues?
Yeah, I mean, we saw Dez Bryant have a ton of targets in that game on Sunday, but obviously he wasn't able to catch one until the final offensive play of the game for Dallas, and we know what happened there. So disappointing, if you started Dez Bryant in that game. Disappointing if you went with Jason Witten, just 4 catches for 26 yards. I mean, this offense is run through Ezekiel Elliott, and I think that was evident, maybe more so than at any point this season in that game against the Giants. And obviously Dallas was only able to get to 7 points, one of their worst offensive showings overall of the season. I don't like Dak, I guess, individually, as a quarterback. I think at this point, if you're in the fantasy playoffs, you probably haven't been starting Dak Prescott. I don't really like him in daily this week. And I think, as you mentioned, I think it affects guys like Dez, Witten, Cole Beasley, Terrence Williams. Dez is still capable of, having a top 5 receiver in the NFL type of performance just about any week. But I feel like his floor is a lot lower than some of the other top tier receivers that we often, mention him in the same breath with.
By the way, so what do you expect moving on now as they take on a Buccaneers defense that has really improved here and is responsible for a 5-game win streak?
Yeah, Tampa's come out of nowhere to really give Atlanta a push in the NFC South. So, it'll be interesting. We saw this team just completely shut down Seattle a few weeks ago, holding them to 5 points. That was at a time when we thought Seattle was really maybe reaching its peak offensively, and certainly that was not the case. But I think the Cowboys get back on track. I don't think it's an eruption, by Dallas by any means against this Tampa Bay defense, but it's really, really hard to see this offense that had just really been humming for 11 straight games, completely shut down like it was last week. I don't see that happening again.